news you're about to hear may not be suitable for some. Listener discretion advised.
All right now, boys and girls, we want to introduce...
Please allow me to adjust my pants. Listen to me.
Run as fast as you can.
I'm gonna give you what you need. Get ready for Bam Radio. Let me do it one more time. It's Radio Bam, fucking idiot. What the hell am I talking about? It's Radio Bam.
And now, here's Bam.
Here's Bam.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, Radio Bam Series 28 Faction. I'm here with Johnny Radke of Kill Hannah. I'm not in Kill Hannah anymore. He's in Ashes Divide. He's in Perfect Circle. I'm here with his girlfriend as well, Jessica from Chicago, and Jared Leto.
I thought maybe we just not tell anybody who I was the whole time until the very end. So
AKA Bartholomew Cubbins. He directs all his videos, but he doesn't want to give himself the credit, so he says Bartholomew Cubbins.
I love the...
I think it's kind of brilliant,
I love
actually.
the Johnny Radke from Kill Hannah. That's about right. That's about right.
Have you seen the video of Jared here going to Greenland? I'm totally jealous.
I haven't seen it. Nope.
It's beautiful eye?
Beautiful.
It's
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's awesome, and it's not even green screen. It's real. But he talked to Virgin, his record label, and they agreed to send them all there. Weren't they on strike or something?
They agreed to pay half, is what they did. And you know, it's actually
who paid the other half?
Well, it's kind of interesting in a weird way, karmically, because the other half was paid for because a fast food company, I'm not going to name them yet, in Mexico used one of our songs and videos in one of their commercials. So we settled with part of like the settlement. We used that money to go to Greenland, to go to the Arctic and make this film about, you know, this endangered environment. So
who does that? Who uses somebody's video and song without permission? That's pretty insane.
I thought you were going to say who uses their hard-earned lawsuit cash to go and make an environmental message. I said we did.
I just think it's fucked.
We did.
They had to fly. Like, if you think about it, if you look at Los Angeles and then you have to fly completely over Greenland to the fullest extent, and then land in Copenhagen and then go back to Greenland. That's what he had to do. Yeah. And there was a problem with the airline. What'd they tell you?
Oh, in the morning, it's when we got to Copenhagen after planning for 6 months to go to the Arctic and make this short film. We got to Copenhagen and flight was delayed. It was like an hour or 45 minutes. Like, what's going on? I talked to the lady and she said, "Oh no, they're just having a meeting. Everything's okay." And then 6 hours later, 6 hours later, I'm like, "What's going on?" She goes, "Oh, they're just meeting. They're discussing some things." And then like 12 hours later, we find out they've gone on strike.
It's called strike.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's their meeting.
Over there, it's a meeting.
Yeah,
but
like,
we lost a full day of shooting. We lost a full day. So I'm eating a vegan pizza. That's a very strange...
smells very good, by the way.
Are you a vegan?
Most of the time.
Are you a vegan?
Sort of.
Johnny?
Sort of.
You're a vegetarian.
He's a freaking.
But I eat fish. I eat seafood and fish. But
what about cigarettes and booze?
Oh well, I've been known to dabble in those things.
He's calling you out, man. He's calling you out.
But no, actually, lately though, in the last
he isn't
months,
drinking a beer all day long.
But I've been a
white wine all day. We went to the Saddle Ranch because that's where his girlfriend works, and we were there, and we had and then we were drinking white wine, which is fine. But
can you drink white wine at Saddle Ranch?
You can.
Well, we did.
But
it's a gamble. Dudes from Texas were there.
Jared, it's a gamble.
Yeah. It's because that Texas Rose Bowl football game was there, and then everybody was there, and they're like, "You guys are sipping on white wine." It's like, "Yeah, dude, we don't want beer. I don't feel like being bloated right now, dude."
Yeah, but then we were outside. Bam and I were outside smoking a cigarette.
So then they made this big champagne thing with like whipped cream in it, a strawberry, an orange, a lime, a lemon, like just all this shit hanging out of this glass.
This 2010 men can
Bam and I were outside. Actually,
admit their
funny story.
with being
Tonight
bloated.
at Saddle Ranch, Bam and I were outside smoking a cigarette, and all these big beefy dudes standing around us called us faggots, right? Can I say that?
No, they call you one.
Oh, they call me one. They call me one. Or no.
They look at you
because
it's actually even worse. They call me fucking
concentration camp boy.
Yeah. They're looking at me like
we went to Sunset Martini, and this dude was like, Jesus Christ, look at yourself, man. You look like you came from a concentration camp.
But he's saying that with his buddies, his beefcake buddies, and we're just standing there. It's like, all right. And that's when we came up with the slogan, like, hey, hold my beer while I go fuck your girlfriend in the bathroom.
Hold my beer as I fuck your girlfriend.
Nice. Or hold my white wine, actually.
Hold my white wine as I fuck your girlfriend.
Just a quick note for listeners, Jared Leto is not a part of this conversation. He's quietly eating his vegan pizza in the background.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I just had to vent for 2 seconds.
We barged in on Jared. The reason why I couldn't stop by his house yesterday is I was like super close by because Kat has a loft like literally 1 block away from his house, and we were doing a photo shoot, and I wanted to stop by Jared's house to give him a book that he's in that I wrote. He didn't reply back. Finally, after like 4 hours, he did. He said, "I'm puking my guts out." So the next morning, I say, "Well, what? Are you okay, man? Are you sick or something? You have a flu?" He goes, "No, I was at the 101 Cafe eating a salad, and I got food poisoning." And I'm like, I am at 101 Cafe right now.
How crazy is that?
As we speak, I'm getting ready to order. He's like,
he was at the very place
salad.
that I was blessed with some strange disease.
Oh, and don't order the soup. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then it's like, oh, and no sweet potato fries. I'm like, now I'm just terrified of this place in general.
I couldn't pinpoint if it was the salad, the soup, or the fries, but they all seemed to be partly responsible.
I think, the water here apparently is not that great, yeah?
No, I mean it could have been anything. It could be the air sometimes.
What do you think? Like, and some dude could have been some random dude with his hands.
There you go again, man, with a controversy. Some random dude.
You know what? I'm just thinking about all the possibilities. Like, you know,
I'm a fanatic about washing my hands. I'm kind of like Howard Hughes.
I'm kind of crazy about that. Jess knows.
I've gone from the pound to the elbow to the shoulder to now I just wave.
No, yeah.
You know.
No, Jess knows. My mother is weird about like the whole
just give people
thing.
the pound.
And I always
don't shake anybody's hand.
Yeah,
just
not even the pound though. Like I know what he's saying. Like not even the pound. Like
in
sometimes
Thailand they
like,
have it down because they put their hands together and they give a nice little bow.
Yeah, that's
so
fine
nice,
by me.
right? I dig
humble
that.
and courteous.
I dig that.
It's good stuff.
No, I'm freaky with washing the hands. And
so I'm here with Johnny from Kill Hannah, Ocean's Divide, and Perfect Circle, yes, and Polar Moon Man.
Polar Moon.
But we are actually both on the cover of 30 Seconds to Mars.
That's right.
Did you get your cover yet?
You know what?
Because I certainly
had
haven't.
fans that have sent.
Jared said he saw one in France that I was on. I'm not in France.
Jared,
so
I had fans I had fans in Copenhagen and Amsterdam. Some like Twitter. My album, like I just got Johnny Radke's cover.
It's just so great.
Yeah,
I've seen it out there.
That's pretty
actually.
good
I saw
idea,
it, like
dude.
and they sent pics. They picked it, and I was like, I looked at it. I'm like, oh, cool.
So
I've
it's
been in
2,000
line.
copies of different photos.
Yeah, we just collected people's photos. We asked people if they wanted to be part of the album artwork. They really didn't.
Good idea.
They didn't know what it was for, and we just people sent them in through TwitPic, and each album has a different face on the cover. But I've seen both of your covers out there, and it's a pretty amazing thing to do. You know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's done that yet.
No.
You know why
Have
they
they?
haven't done it? Because it's the biggest pain in the ass you could ever imagine in your entire life.
Is it I imagine it's pretty expensive, too.
We found a way to actually do it on the less expensive side, but it does cost more than making just a CD alone. But, you know, we all know that we're in the death of one system of delivery of music, which is the CD, and the birth of another, which is the digital realm. And I really was racking my brain trying to think of something that would be fun, exciting to do that would celebrate the physical release of the CD. And this is what I came up with. And it went so well. A lot of people didn't understand what it was all about in the beginning. They were like, you know, they were kind of scratching their head just wondering what the hell we were going on about. But I think we're going to do another run of it since it was so well.
It's amazing because, you know, you have people who would probably have, you know, 10 different copies of the CD. I mean, it's like collector cards or something.
By the way, I'm in these lines sometimes signing for people that come to say hi to us after show, and sometimes we'll be there 500 or 1,000 people more. And I turn over, I'm just keep looking at them to see who the different covers are. You see, because there are people all over the place, friends, family, mostly fans, and then some people like you guys who I really don't like, but I put on the cover anyway. But it's I'm always curious because I don't even know where they are. See, the thing is, no one ever knows where their cover is.
Yeah.
You could be in Paris, and I saw there was talking to a couple of people that traded from Amsterdam to Texas, through the mail.
Well, the big argument here is between record labels and fans. Now, Jessica, do you think that the next single, the next single should be track 2 or track 4? Which is This Is War.
So you don't know my track. It's either Night of the Hunter or
Night of the Hunter.
I'm going
with Night of the Hunter.
I just listen.
Well, we had a little discussion earlier.
Well, what happened was Jared texted me when I was stuck in a blizzard in Pennsylvania, and
with
I
some
happened
friends.
some floozies. And I happened to have a party, and these floozies were stuck at my house for like 2 full days. They could not leave the driveway because there was 2 feet of snow, and they had like random like Hondas and stuff. So they were stuck in my house, and we were forced to do a naked photo shoot, so we did it. And then I happened to get a copy of the new 30 Seconds to Mars CD, and we just kept listening to it over and over and over again. And he goes, what do you think the single should be? So I played it all to the floozies, and the floozies think that it should be track 2. Now, what do you think, Jessica?
I'll say...
She's touching a rag over here, which I have to... Just an interjection. I did hear about how dirty dish rags are.
It hasn't even been used. It's been hanging on my belt all day, not used.
Okay, just letting you know at work when you go to grab someone else's dish rag. That is, I mean,
serve people
you
all
might
day.
as well
I have
just
to touch their dirty
drink sewer
silverware.
soup.
It's disgusting.
Have you ever gave a Jersey Turnpike to anyone?
No.
It's when you wipe up the entire bar of all the sick filth, and then you squeeze it into a shot glass with a bit of tequila.
I've never heard that.
Not.
It's called a Jersey Turnpike.
Dude, that's awesome.
Miserable.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's disgusting, but it's also good.
That's fucking hilarious.
Can we listen to that song you're talking about?
Yes, I want to hear Night of the Hunter.
Yeah, it's Night of the Hunter. This Is War.
Track number 2.
I'm really just part of the ride here. I take myself out of it.
I think this should be the next single, and then we're going to play the other one, which is called This Is War, which is also potential single. So you be the judge. Radio Bam Series 28 Faction, fuck yeah.
It's radio. Bam! This is Ryan Dunn, and you've tuned in to Radio Bam. I have no idea why they gave us this stupid show. Whoever hired us should have their job title reevaluated, because they are a fuck-up.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, Radio Bam Series 28 Faction here with Johnny from Kill Hannah, Ashes Divide, Perfect Circle, and Jessica, his girlfriend. And you can go visit her at the Sour Ranch. Don't tell anybody that. Yes, I just did. And Jared Leto of 30 Seconds to Mars, and Will Pendarvis as well.
Yeah.
So
I gotta say, dude, this is not doing much for me. I was already feeling bad about myself, and then look who I'm in the room with here. You know?
Why? What happened?
What happened? Why are you feeling bad about yourself?
Because I'm here with you guys. You're like all like famous chick magnets, and
I'm sorry, I work at Saddle Ranch.
I'm the guy that's too old to have a chain wallet and stuff.
Oh, come on, buddy, come on.
Did you know that we were sitting there and she was giving us like free drinks the whole time? We're just sitting there, but there's this douchebag from Texas who kept coming up, and he kept calling her wifey wife and baby babes, and he's like, yo, baby babes, I need a fucking another shot of fucking whatever, yo, wifey wives.
Did he really?
And
Yeah.
he kept going and going and going, and I was like letting it go, and me and Johnny are laughing about it and all this, but like it was going on and on and on, and I just look at the guy. I'm like,
she's a hot girl. I don't give a shit.
I'm like, dude,
whatever. Like,
just so you know, she's married to him, and you're wasting your fucking time, big time, because he's right here.
But also in the South,
everything you say.
In the South, you know, if you're a dude and you go into a I don't know, 7-Eleven and buy something, the woman behind the counter is going to go, "Here's your change, baby doll." I mean, that's what happens in the South. I don't know.
No, but he was totally trying to hit on it.
Are we in the South all of a sudden?
Reverse.
Oh, he was from Texas.
He was from. He flew in because of this Texas college college game. I didn't know how big time it was, but it was at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena.
Wifey's a little bit much.
Hey, wife, hey, baby, babe.
Never heard that one before.
Hey,
I
babes.
totally missed it. I like.
So when we going
block
out
it
next, babes? It's like, what? What? Dude, she's totally with him. Last time I checked. Yeah.
That's
dude was such a
Is Saddle Ranch the place where they have the...
it looks like a fucking cowboy threw up inside.
bull.
Yeah, it's
Really?
like...
Wait,
they have
tell
a
me
mechanical bull.
tell me the best thing that you've seen from the mechanical bull. There has to be a girl with a skirt going over her head or something
I've
like that.
seen lots of vaginas in my day working at Saddle Ranch. Girls get up on the bull with like little mini denim skirts and like legs spread open, panties, no panties, depends on
Like,
the day.
have you ever seen like a major like hairy pussy just flying
I've
out?
seen some like really disgusting.
This is Sirius Radio. I can say whatever I want.
One girl was wearing this tiny thong and this little black mini dress, and she fell off the bull, and her mini dress turned into like a tube top. It was hysterical.
I think I was there for that. It was pretty hilarious.
You ever see Urban Cowboy?
Yes,
No.
I have.
It's actually,
yes, I have.
It's pretty good, right?
It's a good.
It's John Travolta.
And Deborah Winger.
Deborah Winger,
Yeah.
who's amazing in it.
And what's
That's a
Scott
good movie.
Glenn.
Yeah, let's do that as the recommended DVD on the show today.
Speaking of
You heard
movies,
it
then now that
first
we're
from
talking
Jared
about
Leto and
this,
Johnny Radcliffe.
Lord of War, Jared Leto.
Yeah.
So you made the United States of America out of cocaine in the back of a car, and you totally sniffed it.
I probably would have overdosed if I did that. It was actually the Ukraine.
What was that in the movie?
Yeah,
though?
no, it was the Ukraine,
like salt?
dude. It was the
It
Ukraine.
was not Ukraine. It was the United States.
Jared, the Ukraine.
And you duplicated that?
You made the
But
United
the
States.
thing is, when
Jared-
Bam did it, he included South America, too.
Jared,
No.
the Ukraine.
In Central. And Puerto Rico, because it's a territory. And Haiti, because
and
we love
Alaska
Haiti.
now too.
It's the Ukraine,
It was the Ukraine, but
and it was in a
No, but like
abandoned
for a movie,
apartment.
if you have to do that, what
you know
was
what it is, to tell you the truth? It's cocaine. No, it's something much less dangerous than that.
Baby laxatives.
It's heroin. It's actually some kind of sugar. So
Like
you get
just
a little
like
jacked
flour
up.
or something?
Yeah, sugar buzz.
You have a terrible
End up
crash
with a
later.
brain tumor.
You feel icky. Yeah, it is some kind of sugar.
And then also Requiem for a Dream, which is probably one of my favorite movies.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was awesome. How did you play that part? Like, really? Come on.
As
I
the
mean-
room gets serious.
I want to know, because I know that like you can't just go play the part by doing heroin. So
No,
what did you just study heroin addicts?
It's a, well, number one, there's a great book there.
Which one?
Hubert Selby's book, Requiem for a Dream. So there's a great book for research. When you do this stuff, you look for material, you look for research, you look for things that you can build a character on, and things that can kind of educate you, inspire you. And what I did is I basically just went out and lived on the streets of New York. And
just to play the role?
Yeah. Yeah. I went
For
and
how
lived
long?
I was out there a couple months.
In New York?
Yeah. And
a couple months just floating around?
Yeah.
Like a gypsy?
There were some times I went and escaped and took a time out and slept in a bed and took care of myself, yeah. But
you were just doing it for the part. Like, you could totally get a hotel room if you wanted.
Yeah.
Huh.
You know what that's called?
Commitment.
Stupidity.
and commitment.
Yeah, it's commitment. But, you know, sometimes you get thrust, these situations get thrust upon you, and you say, wow, this is really an opportunity to push myself to a place I've never gone before, to see what I'm capable of, and to grow as an artist. And that was one of those
Who
times.
else was in that? Shawn Wayans?
Marlon Wayans, Jennifer Connelly, and Ellen Burstyn.
How were they?
Amazing. But, you know, I remember Marlon was so, and is, I'm sure, so famous that walking down the street with him in New York, or in Brooklyn especially, was so distracting. And here I was, like, you know, some kid crawling in the corner just getting in touch with his character. It was like Elvis. It was like walking down the street with Elvis. People were like, Marlon, what's up?
So how did you get that part then?
I begged.
But did you do like a casting call?
Oh yeah, no. I auditioned. I went in like 4, 5, 6 times.
Don't
Darren
you
made
feel
me beg
stupid
for it.
doing auditions?
Oh, it's the worst thing ever.
Dude, I did one audition, and it was for an Adam Sandler movie, and they wanted me to reach underneath like a Coca-Cola machine and act like I'm stealing the soda and then get caught. So like they're like, okay, go. I'm like, okay, well, you want me to reach under an invisible soda machine? Like, so here I am, like reaching underneath an invisible soda machine, like feeling like a total idiot right off the bat.
Did you get the part?
No. I felt like a fucking idiot. I was like, I'm never doing. I told my manager, I'm like, I'm never doing auditions again. If somebody wants me in their movie, then I'll simply just do it. I'm not doing auditions. It's fucking stupid.
It can be very difficult.
And then like Steve Barra, who's a skateboarder who married, Juliette Lewis. Yes.
Yeah.
He was doing a movie in Nebraska, and he had all these casting calls, and we're like watching this footage of casting calls, and we're laughing our asses off about these morons like spilling their guts on the camera, looking like a dipshit. And I knew that was me reaching into an invisible soda machine.
It is humiliating sometimes, but if you get the right people and you get some,
your performance was obviously amazing.
Thank you.
No, dude, obviously, yeah.
Thanks.
And then
appreciate it.
Well, I was gonna ask you,
Johnny, why are you sucking his ass? You have a perfectly hot chick.
You know what? Jared and I are friends as well, and I want to know because like Jared and I never talk about this stuff.
I mean, look, dude. Like,
I know. I'm looking at the perfectly beautiful girl, my girl, sitting right here.
Oh.
But
Isn't it nice being the only chick in a really crowded room?
Yes.
This is almost like what it'd be if you were in a cell, in prison.
No, I wanted to ask Jared about about your relationship with director of Chapter 27, like about how you got that.
Oh yeah,
because
who would want to be 60 pounds heavier for a goddamn movie role?
That was insane.
What are you thinking? Why would you do that, dude? I spend all day, every day trying to lose weight.
Yeah, bad for your health, and it was obviously a different person. I mean, that was crazy.
So what did you?
Again, that's called stupidity.
Yeah, well, you keep doing it then, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it seems to be working.
No, it's one of your greatest roles.
Well, I appreciate it. It's weird, these films. They can break your heart. You put everything that you have into them, and these little movies. It's hard sometimes for all the right elements to come together, and I don't know. You just have to. I guess the way when I read a script, I'm either compelled by the story, by the character, or I'm really interested in the director or some of the other actors. There has to be a number of factors that come together and make me go, ooh, I want to do that. And the last movie I did was called Mr. Nobody, and that is supposed to come out sometime this year. But again, it's a very different, challenging art film, and not, a typical, more mainstream commercial film. And they're hard to find a place in the crowded world of all the big blockbusters out there today.
Is it strange, like, doing something like Requiem for a Dream with a certain director, and then you go to Lord of War with a completely different director with a whole different mindset? Like, is it tough, like, switching over like that?
It's interesting.
Because I deal with the same people always. Like, yeah. I never work with strangers.
And that's kind of cool because you can get a shorthand with people and you understand. You're like, no, we talked about that 4 years ago. We don't need to, like, explain that again. Or you learn what you like, and you learn what you can rely on people for. But there's also something interesting to meeting new people and having new experiences and learning new things. And I think the greatest thing about making films is that you get to, number one, travel the world. You get to learn about all kinds of different people, different time periods in history, different cultures, and it gave me an education. I was a poor white trash kid that had, a handful
from DC.
From Louisiana, really, but had a handful of food stamps, and we kind of crawled our way out of the muddy banks of the Mississippi. So for us to do any of this stuff is a miracle. A lot of times they're not a lot of fun when you shoot them.
Why not?
Because I think some of these films I'm doing tend to be on the darker side of the moon, and they're challenging. And it's like, you ever watch one of these shows on Everest or read a book about climbing Everest? It's like really painful. It's brutal. Yeah. You're sick half the time. You get to the top and you're just like, okay, great, let's get down.
Right.
But there's some reward. There's some fulfillment in it. There's something in it. There's somehow it enriches your life. And a lot of the films I've made have been like that. They haven't been that much fun while I've made them.
In Lord of War, where did you go?
Lord of War was fun.
Where did you go?
Because
did you actually go to Africa?
Yeah, we were in South Africa the whole time, and that was amazing.
What is it, Cape Town?
And Nick was great. Yeah, it was in Cape Town.
You know that Nicolas Cage's son plays at this very studio, and he plays black metal. You know what this band name is called?
Eyes
of
something.
I'll
figure it out.
We'll get back to you later.
Yeah.
We'll get back to you later on that.
Yeah.
But no, he's always here.
Hell.
Doesn't he have like long black hair, and he's always...
Yeah, no, total face painting and the whole deal. Yeah,
Does
totally.
he paint his face when he does practice?
Yeah, he comes in here like that, man. And like sometimes they'll walk up to McDonald's or something.
Still in character.
Yeah, totally,
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
So wait, real quick. I'm sorry to switch from films to music.
Ask away, shithead.
I'm asking, shithead. What do you feel as far as like from the self-titled album to Beautiful Lie to This Is War? Like what? How do you feel? Like I know like because we've toured together many times and we've been through a lot of the same stuff, but you guys obviously have escalated, and as you should.
Well, we've been really lucky.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting to look back and say, wow, you have 3 records of material.
Yeah.
I never thought that day would come. I never thought that I would ever even have a song, ever. I remember we did the first record. I never thought that I would ever have a song on the radio, ever.
I think it's
not
strange
played
how,
even
like,
one time.
you know, like, Keanu Reeves or something would have a band called Dog Star, and like you know everybody knows him as an actor, so they can't really take it seriously. But like I think that you have like done it the right way. Like I officially love the music. It's
Totally.
fucking
No,
great.
you can tell
Like,
It's totally separate. That's
and it's so like
musician,
big sounding.
a musician. Like you can sense the musicianship.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it.
This isn't Rick Springfield who's on General Hospital and then makes a record.
By the way,
I love that record.
Jesse is a great song.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
just Working Class Dog, awesome album. But I do have a question that relates to all these questions, and that is, someone in Jared's position would normally, and I think of God, what's his name? Billy Bob Thornton. Have you guys seen that interview he did
He
with
does music, right?
yeah, like some kind of country thing or something.
Well,
folksy thing.
That dude banged out Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
Super jealous.
Yeah.
Super jealous.
But have you seen the video of him doing the interview with the Canadian Broadcasting
when he
Company or something?
he kind of freaked out.
He freaked out because the interviewer mentions, obviously he's there to talk about the music.
At the end of the day, though, Billy Bob's whole thing is that he's doing it as an ode to his brother who passed away years ago. He really isn't.
No, totally. But he goes to the radio station to talk about the music, and then the guy just mentions you're in the band, and you're in the band, and Billy Bob Thornton, who's an actor, and he's also a musician. And, oh, man, Billy Bob gets upset at that because he mentioned that he's also an actor.
He fucked Angelina Jolie. So that's all that matters. Whatever he does from now on, he's fucking brilliant.
My question to Jared
he's got great hair now. He's got new great hair.
New great hair. Whatever he does is brilliant. He already fucked Angelina.
My question to Jared is: when you go into a radio station, obviously you wanted to talk about your music, and then somebody brings up acting, which I don't think is cool, but at the same time, Billy Bob took it to a whole new level. Just in the fact
I don't
that
really
he
care,
mentioned
man.
he
To
was
tell you the truth, it's like I don't apologize for it. You know, I'm lucky enough to make some films, so what? You know, I'm not even supposed to be here.
What do you mean?
It's just the shit that I went through. As a kid, just meaning I'm lucky to even be here still. It's a miracle that I'm even here, so I got to make a couple of movies and make some music too.
Did you read what I wrote in the book that I gave
No,
you?
I didn't want to read it in front of you. I got embarrassed.
What is it? What'd you write about?
I'm going to read it when I
It
get
said
home.
that he's... Do you have it?
No, I don't have it.
It basically says, like,
Under my pizza.
he's one of the most motivated friends I've ever met, and he's always, like, no matter what day it is, he's always, like, doing something productive, and it keeps me going. Like, I like knowing that he's busy as shit, and it makes me want to do stuff more.
Nice. Thank you.
It was something like that.
Vice versa. Appreciate
Nice
it.
compliment.
Yeah.
I'll cry right now.
Yeah, dude. I'll cry. You guys keep
That
me
might help
motivated.
ratings if you just shed a couple
But
of
you
tears.
know, just to put a capper on the other thing is like I think everyone knows now. If some people are never gonna get it, that's okay. Some people are never gonna get you. Some people are never going to get your bands. Some people are never going to get even you, my friend.
Wow.
You know?
I don't know about that.
You know?
You may be wrong about that.
Hey, some people are never going to get a Sirius satellite radio. You know what I mean? So it's like you do what you can. You follow your dreams. You work as hard as you can. Hopefully you do something that's worthwhile and that you're proud of. And, you know, you got some good friends and family and you have a decent life.
Do you ever feel like maybe you should have kept going with the movies that you've been doing, or
no, I have no regrets. This has been so phenomenal. I mean, to make this record over the past 2 years, even to be sued for $30 million by the record company, to go through that insane journey.
Can we talk about this?
A little bit.
What happened?
You know, we made a record. I mean, for anybody that was ever wondering if we're legitimate enough or at all, I guess they can talk to the record company because they certainly think we are. But you know, we battled. We went and we finally had some success with A Beautiful Lie, the first record. Most people don't own it, you know. But so, and then the second record,
own it. Yeah. Jessica owns it.
Oh, good.
And Johnny owns it.
Of course, I own it.
Do you own it?
I own it.
Yeah.
You own
he
it.
got it for free.
Well, you got it for free from Sirius Satellite Radio.
He's got it. So
Scott Greenstein.
we you know, we made the second record. The first single came out. Nothing happened. We didn't sell very many records.
Capricorn,
the record,
right?
Capricorn, was on the first record, but the second record came out.
Oh, Attack.
Attack came out.
Yeah.
It kind of stalled at radio at number 20-something.
Track 1 was totally kick-ass.
It's Attack.
That was the first single. It never really got it was tough for us to get a shot because people were still confused at that time. They didn't know if it was just a kind of a hobby or something.
Moogie keyboard sound.
Thanks.
Attack totally has it.
I was in the studio. It was weird. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
I was in the studio recording Kill Hannah's Until There's Nothing Left of Us. That record. We were 1 week into the studio doing that album with Johnny K. And when Beautiful Lie came out and Death Cab for Cutie came out that same fucking day, that Tuesday. That album came out that day, same as Death Cab. I bought 2 of those. I was in the studio, I was tracking guitars, and we were actually jamming Beautiful Lie like nothing else in the studio as we're tracking Until There's Nothing Left of Us.
That's great.
And we're sitting there like,
thank you, by the way.
getting tones because Josh did that with you guys.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah, and
basically
we were
this new 30 Seconds to Mars album is totally the kick-ass one, and it's totally epic and big.
All the records.
You know what's interesting about that little story he told is I don't know if you know this, but Death Cab recently came out and said some negative things about me.
Oh, dude, they said some things about me.
About us,
about
me as being illegit.
Why? Because you were in a few movies?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you're in a few movies.
But what's interesting is they would probably never imagine that they had someone who bought their record that bought ours as well.
Well, no.
That's
Jared,
kind of
it's basically like Ja Rule talking shit on 50 Cent.
Jared,
like they have no pool.
Dude, Death Cab, I was a fan of them. Death Cab,
it's true.
They were on their indie label and whatnot, and then they switched to Atlantic. They got picked up they wanted the mass, distribution and whatnot. And our A&R guy, John Rubley, who signed Kill Hannah years ago, also had POD and all that stuff. When Death Cab came on board to Atlantic, those guys whatever, and they're like, oh, like our A&R guy was like, we have a big fan. We have a big fan of like.
Why did they?
I have no idea.
They just did.
I've never.
They didn't like us because
I've never
they
met
didn't
them.
like
They
us.
didn't like you either.
They didn't like me because I wore eyeliner and arm socks. They were like, "Oh, that band Kill Hannah, they wear arm socks
Well,
and
you look like
eyeliner."
you came from a concentration camp.
Right? I hear that every day. Every day.
I think it's time for This Is War. This is track 4. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, do you think that the first song's better or the second song is better? And this is the second song. This Is War by 30 Seconds to Mars,
They're
new
all
album.
great.
We're trying to figure out what the next single should be, so maybe we could tell the record label. Radio Bam Series 28 Faction. Does it look like I give a fuck?
Holy Lord, I got a bonus. Strap yourselves in and lace up those shoes because you're listening to Radio Bam. Turn it up, Faction.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, Radio Bam Series 28 Faction. Jared Leto here, 30 Seconds to Mars, Johnny Radke, Will Pendarvis and Jessica, which is Johnny's girlfriend.
I understand it now.
Hey, did you fuck her? Did you?
Many times.
Which way?
Every way.
Did anyone
That's
ever
fucking
walk
awesome.
by you? When I was a kid, someone told me that horrible joke.
I feel so classy.
What's the joke?
I did.
What?
I said, no, Johnny just told me this joke. He said he heard when he was walking down the street with this girl, and then someone leaned out the car and said, take her home and fuck her. I did.
Hold my beer while I fuck your girlfriend.
By the way, I
That's actually
understand.
what I said. Well, what we were thinking about earlier. Because we were at a bar earlier where a lot of douchebags kind of hang out around.
Saddle Ranch.
Saddle
Go there
Ranch.
and
Where
run
are these
in
bags
Mechanical
hang?
Bull.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, like, I
You're
don't
in
know,
good
people
company.
that look a little
There it is.
alternative and whatnot, like,
Oh, Terry Richardson.
we don't
Yeah.
look like we belong.
I just handed Bam his cover. His Face is a Mars
Check it
cover.
out.
And he's next
I want
to
a copy.
He's next to some heavy hitters. He's next to Terry Richardson, my buddy from New York, great photographer, and Irving Azoff, our manager,
Wow.
legend.
Irving.
Irving also just,
Oh, cool. That was
my
great.
parents
So I
actually
stopped by,
used to work at Irving.
I think, like,
He's still Seals manager, yeah?
6 months ago, I came over to your house. You were working on your new album, and you said that you had 100 songs, or not songs, riffs written.
No, songs.
Songs.
Yeah.
So where are the other 90 songs?
Who the fuck knows?
You're just not going to play them to anyone?
You got to move forward.
Well, what, you just write riffs and then you're not too
No,
fond of it, so
I
you
tend
don't
to
wanna...
usually write a song. I write the vocals, the lyrics, the melody, and the guitar riff or the progression all at the same time.
Ooh.
It's usually how it'll work.
Are those recorded? Did you record those?
Most are recorded, at least ideas, even if it's as simple as like a voice note from like an iPod.
Now,
They're out there.
everybody always introduces themselves
I had
to me,
I had
and I
Chino
always
from
forget.
the Deftones sang in a song, and that never got finished.
His guitar player, is named Tomo,
Yep, Tomo.
and he goes, "Yeah, my name is Tomo. It rhymes with homo, so it's easy to remember." Dude, I never forgot it. I remember.
Did he really say that?
Yeah, that's
He said that
exactly
too?
what he said,
I've
and I
heard
never
him say
forgot
that.
it.
That's unbelievable.
Because everybody's always like, "Yo, what's up? My name's Bill." Like, I never remember Bill.
Horrible.
I'll never remember like.
I understand. What was the band you were talking about? Said something nasty about you, Jared? Was it
Death Cab?
Death Cab. Yeah, I understand that now.
Oh, they said the same thing about me. They're like, oh, that band Kill Anna, they wear arm socks and eyeliner? Okay, great.
Like, is this in an interview or like live on stage?
No, like with my A&R guy.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Like, same A&R guy.
No, I
In
understand
Atlanta.
the thing about Jared because, I mean, honest to God, and, nobody's going to argue with this, Jared is one of those very, very few actors who's, like, really, really gifted. You know, I mean...
Well, I appreciate that.
Very few that I can think of, like the Robert De Niro's, and I like Edward Norton. I think he's got a little bit of that, too.
I agree.
And then to be able to turn around and put out a great record... It's
Three
not
great
fair,
records.
you know?
Why is it not fair?
It's not fair.
Why is it not
Because
fair?
you give somebody else a turn. No,
So that's what I'm dealing with out
it's
there.
like, it's like if Al Pacino came out with a great rock. If Al Pacino, could like sing like Bono or something, it's just like give some to somebody else. You know?
Boy, throw me
Well,
a
if it's any consolation,
You're hogging all the entertainment.
I'm actually I should announce it here. This is good a place as any. I'm actually getting into politics. So that on top of all of it,
you can run the world too. Okay.
My mom called. My mom called today, and she was going to a Nick Jonas concert in Philadelphia, and she wanted me to get her backstage passes. And Kat Von D knew somebody from Disney to hook that up.
Oh,
so
my God.
she happened to call when I was at Jared's house, and she's like, "So where are you? Are you okay? You doing good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm at Jared's house. Everything's fine." Oh. Can I talk to him? Like, I hate doing this, but fine. So I just pass him the phone, and she's like, "You were so good in chapter 27." You gained all that weight. Why did you do that?
That's gotta be really irritating at times, and that's really gotta be.
Because I hate when people do that to me.
Yeah, but it's gotta be cool sometimes too, though, right?
No,
when you
it's
think
great.
about,
It's
when you think
great.
about,
It's great. It's
wow,
great.
somebody is really stoked to be talking to me. It's
But if
pretty awesome.
also if it's someone's a friend of yours and it's their family,
Well, she knows
it's
that he doesn't
you know.
drink, and she's like stoked that I'm hanging out with him because like she knows that I just came out of
She
rehab.
actually didn't say anything
But she
about
knows.
Chapter 27. She said, "Okay, so we all set to get Bam into rehab on Friday." Okay, great.
What did he say?
She goes, "Okay, the producers just called me from intervention, and look at him now." No, she said
Dr.
Chapter
Drew is on the
27.
other line.
She said something about Chapter 27. Dr. Drew's in the other line, by the way. Great guy, though.
He is.
Have you talked to Drew? Is he?
Big time.
Yeah, he's great.
I talked to him about everything.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, because he helped out Steve.
I disagree. I will tell you this. I've never shared
ahead.
this with anyone before. When Steve-O got real bad, it was near the Jackass 24-hour takeover of MTV. I went to every single person on the crew, and I was like, dude, Steve-O, it's different this time. He's going to hurt himself. And I sent at least 2 emails to Dr. Drew, and I was like, dude, I know you guys are buds or whatever. You got to do something. And he never, ever, ever replied to me.
Well, in his defense, he did get a new email address just not so long ago.
How do you know?
Just because I emailed him, too.
I also talked
Why
to
did you
the
email
guitarist from Alice in Chains who just did the TV
Why does
show.
Jared have to email Dr. Drew?
Because we exchange ideas and thoughts. We're working on a book together. A lot of people don't know this.
Nice.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
I'm talking about becoming a better person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Living your dreams, that sort of thing.
I think
Healthy,
there's more to this.
happy.
There's holes in this story.
But also, I talked to the guitarist from Alice in Chains, and I forget his name right now, but he just did the TV show. No. This is another guy in the band that was with he told me these stories about being with Lane Staley the day before he
supposed to
died.
tour with them, and he turned it down twice.
No.
No.
That's not true. That's not true. We've been offered stuff. I've toured with Alice in Chains before. I actually played on stage. Jerry Cantrell pulled me on stage to play, and he asked me, "What song do you want to do?" Like 2 weeks before I did it. He's like, "What song you want to do?" And I was
he
like,
all hopped up on herring?
"No, he was not." No, Cantrell asked, he's like, "What song you want to do?" I'm like, "How about Rain When I Die?" And he's like, "Fuck yeah!" And I went on stage in front of 20,000 people, and I played with Jerry Cantrell, "Rain When I Die."
That's awesome.
Yeah,
What town?
and, dude, it was amazing. I was on tour with Alice in Chains and Velvet Revolver for 3 months.
Well, it was a pretty nice
2 months,
town.
2 months, 2 months,
Los
sorry, 2
Angeles,
months.
But, in my town, we only have one bar. Boo. But it's 4 miles longer. Yay!
No, there's some talk, and I can't really talk about it, but there's some, you might see me and Billy Hardell out with Alice in Chains in a couple months. Wow. I don't know, like, whatever. It's
Polar Moon Man.
Polar Moon is, that needs to be finished.
Yeah, it does.
Just, yeah.
Do we have time for one more song?
Yeah, man, let's do it. What do you want to do?
There's a 30 Seconds to Mars episode here, so
Yeah.
which one do you think?
I want to do Closer to the Edge.
Well, what track is that?
That's number 7.
7. Pendar.
I want to do that.
Let's do it. All right, we're signing off. Jared Leto here, Johnny, Pendar, and Jessica, and we're signing off.
Wait, what did you? What's that last?
Jessica.
No. What was my last name?
Track 7.
All right, thanks for having me. By the way, it's been unforgettable. It's been a pleasure, and let's say a proper goodbye. Goodbye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night, and God bless.
Buy the album.
This is War in stores now. Now.
Radio Bam. That's Radio Bam for this week. We're done. Tune in next week for more. You can leave now. It's Radio Bam. Radio Bam every Monday, 7 4 p.m. Radio Bam every Monday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Email me now at Radio Bam. Why don't you take a picture of your sweet white ass and send it on over to Radio Bam at Sirius-Radio.com. Call Radio Bam at 877-PORN-BAG. That's 877-PORN-BAG. Sweet dreams, Peapod.
Bye, everybody. See you next week.
Action.